Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Paul Costa, and I'm here in my studio in Sherman Oaks, California, the beautiful Sherman Oaks. Shout out to Sherman Oaks. So I'm running off like literally 2 hours of sleep, so I'm gonna do the best. Anyways, like I know it's really weird, but like that's just what I'm about, man, and like that's what I've always like grown up on. And I literally had this name for probably 5 6 years, man. And I started when I was I think I don't know 13 or 14 years old, which I'm gonna get into. But like I wanted a name that was universal, that because my ultimate goal always, even though I didn't know it inside, my ultimate goal was always to reach a level where I could have a huge impact on the world and change the world and and inspire others and create art which resonates throughout the world. And like I think, even though like I didn't really know back then, I didn't have that mentality back then, but I still kind of, like, in the back of my mind, I knew that was my life's purpose. That's why I was created. That's why I was born. So when I was choosing that name, like, that's kind of was in the back of my head, and I was like, man, I want a name where, like, every language anybody could understand, like what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna give a little tour where I'm at, what I'm up to right now. Yeah. By the way, shout out to Mike, Adam, Pete, Vance, Grizz, if I missed anybody, for putting this thing on, man. And I'm super hyped about it. And honestly, like, this just came at a time in my life where it was, I'm a big believer in destiny and fate. And I think that this happened, like, at the right time. So I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. So right now I'm in my grandmother's garage. There you go. You can see me there. And I can't have the monitors indoors, so I'm out in the garage. I have my little built-in studio. So I'm gonna give you, like, a little tour of it. So right here, you got my the Yamahas. This is my little work desk. I'm actually, like, I'm excited to film this because I want to look back on this and say, I did it. I came out of that garage, man. I came out of Sherman Oaks alive. Like, I came out of LA. Like, out of all these music producers, I did it. And this is footage right here. This is proven that it's possible, and that you don't need expensive equipment or fancy plugins. The producer terms plugins, VSTs, things like that, or big connections to make it. All it takes is hard work, dedication, and honestly knowing who you are. I use FL Studio, and you don't really need all this stuff, but this is what I have right now. I got the two Yamahas, and then literally, so I have my keyboard, my Yamaha speakers, my Yamaha monitors, and my Razer Stealth. That's it. It's done me right, and I've been my own mentor, my own teacher, learning from my own mistakes, hour after hour after hour of having bad mixes, having not clear sounding stuff, or it doesn't really pull out the strings, pull your emotion, the music. And after hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of practice, and honestly, no one ever reaches the ceiling. You guys watching right now, I'm Mike Posner. Shout out Mike, James, all you guys. Like, honestly, like, it's not like you guys just reached a certain level and you just have the knowledge. You guys are learning too. Everybody's learning. That's what life is about. So basically, let me just get into the story. I could just keep ranting on. So basically, yeah, my name is Paul Costa. Right now I go by the name Citron, which means it means lemon in basically every single language. And the way I came up with that name was, ever since I was a lot younger and growing up, like, I would always have that craving, man, to just get into some lemons. So long story short, that's kind of my name. Like, I just wanted a universal name. You feel me? There's no other, how should I say it? There's no other career waiting for me. There's no other chance doing something else, or this is it. Like, for me, like, this is I've reached a certain level of knowing that this is my life's purpose, and I'm hitting it at 100%. Now I'm working a part-time at Starbucks, and I have a story about that for James Valentine, and I think you'll find it kind of funny and inspiring, but I'm going to get to that. But even like that, like, that's kind of pushing it for me, and I have to, like, just keep a little bit afloat, like, if with a few hours here and there, like, but like, in real estate, that was a career. Like, that, I had to drop that ASAP, like, after a year of doing that. But anyways, like, it's all about your focus. And every day you wake up, you know, me, like, I wake up, I'm inspired every day, you know, to pursue music and to create something amazing. And, like, if you have something like that in your way, like, it's, you know, for some people it might be possible. Honestly, like, some people are killer, like, multitaskers, and could kind of get away with that thing. But for me, like, I got to be 100% of what I'm doing. And, you know, like, even if I'm not at the job, at the other job, like, I can't have that full capacity of my brain power working to make something special. My purpose, my goal, and the reason I do it is, of course, it's for fun, but, you know, that's, you know, like, I'm not saying that's a selfish way of thinking, but the way I see it is, you know, I have some kind of tool where I could use to show other people, you know, a path, a direction, inspire other people to change other people's lives. And, you know, and I'm going to use that tool to do that. And because I see some people with not as fortunate of not as fortunate as a background I had. You know, I grew up in a middle class family, where, you know, I you know, every Christmas we got presents. I have 3 older brothers. Shout out Luke, Aaron, Jeremy. What's up? We had you know, we had everything we needed, and I was truly blessed. And I know that a lot of people are out there struggling, and, like, they have, like, you know, I've had previous friends, you know, with a hell of a past, you know, and even still, like, you know, really tough backgrounds and ways of getting around, and I'm truly blessed. So I think that's what inspires me to make music, and that's what motivates me. For me, I feel like it's an obligation for me to give back and to share my music with other people, because I have it because I'm so lucky and I have it so good. And so that's what drives me, musically speaking. Like Mike Posner, like you guys too, like you guys had to dedicate all your time and energy to your craft and what you believe in and what you love. And that just wasn't possible for me. So long story short, after maybe a year and a half, man, after a year and a half, I was like, hey, long story short, I was like, hey, this isn't right for me, whatever. And I'm just going to get a part-time job, man. And I'm in LA, and I'm going to, you know, keep pursuing my craft. So, that's basically kind of like the short story of why I'm in LA. And you know, like, another thing, like, for me is, I don't know about you guys, you successful guys already. And, you know, who really knows the definition to success? I have my personal dreams. You guys have your goals and your dreams too. Everybody does. But I think to reach a certain level, like a certain platform where you can kind of share your, speaking musically, share your music with others, and to kind of reach that level, like, at least for me, what I've seen so far, and I don't know if this is for everybody. I have no communication with, like, anybody, like any of my old friends, my past. Like, I'm just out here. I'm out here by myself in LA pursuing my dream. The minute I put my social life behind, cut out my friends, and, like, that's a really hard thing to do. And it's not like it's not like I abandoned them, or like for me, like it's like a focus thing where I gotta be like 100%. I can't have any distractions, and for me, like friends are huge distractions. And right now, it is just me. But honestly, that's the advantage and that's the potential. Like it's crazy because I was literally thinking this the other day. I was thinking, man, like right now, I'm in Los Angeles, California, where like so many superstars live. Not even just superstars, like even like other like-minded people, other people pursuing their dreams, musicians, actors, everybody. I'm surrounded by all these stars, all these people, all these successful-minded people, and I could do anything. Like, but it's true. Like, what this the minute you get rid of your social circle and kind of like it's just you against the world. Like, damn, I could. There's no limits, there's no boundaries, and like I think that's a big part of growing up, or a big part of for sure, like growing mentally. At least for me, like the first experience with music was actually my music lessons. I took piano lessons, and all three of my older brothers took piano lessons too. So there's always like, it was never where I was like the only child or like the prodigy kid, that's the music kid or something. There was never like some kind of like purpose that I was shown, even though I knew something in the back of my head to be true. But there was nothing like apparent that I was like some like I was like drawn to music basically. So yeah, like I always had a certain connection with music. I remember during those days of, I don't know, I was early 2000s. Shout out all the 90s kids and the old school generation with no smartphones and VHS. We had VHS tapes, and my parents had four boys. Like they're trying to keep them busy. So I remember I had like swimming lessons, piano lessons, and sports and things like that, right? So I remember like always, I hated everything else. I mean, sports, I always loved sports. I still love sports today. But besides that, like the swimming lessons and of course the school, like for sure school, like I always hated those things. And the piano lessons were always so fun to me. Like I just remember having that feeling. It's like a certain good feeling, like a warm feeling I would have, when I go to piano lessons, and I got to see like the different kind of pianos and or the electronic pianos, the Yamahas, and like I always thought it was really cool, like how one instrument, like the piano for example, there was different forms, there was different variations, and just the equipment excited me. Yeah, let alone like before I got into the actual notes and melodies and writing music and everything. So yeah, like it always gave me like some kind of fulfillment. That's a good word, fulfillment inside. And so long story short, yeah, I did piano lessons for maybe 5 years, maybe 4 years. By the time I got to sixth grade, maybe fifth grade, I think fifth grade was the time I was introduced to the guitar. And my best friend at the time, shout out Mac Larson, he was the one who was playing guitar at the time, and I was drawn to instruments. And real quick, before this happened, like a couple of years ago, I was always into instruments. So there was a time where I actually played clarinet, and I went to lessons for that, and I thought and it was so fun and so cool, and even though I kind of sucked at clarinet, like it didn't matter, because like that's not what music's about. Music's not really about the product or the quality and how it turns out, or it's not about like the product of it or the outcome. It's really about the experience and just having fun with it. And like I played clarinet, and to this day, like I want to play clarinet again, or saxophone, and jam out, like and just have some fun. But I played that for a couple of years, And then, so anyways, like in sixth grade, I, started playing guitar, and I really picked up on it, and he was teaching me, and we formed a band, and it's called Mislabeled. Shout out Mislabeled. And we played like it up until high school. And like at that point, like I was still playing guitar, and even though the band was just kind of a for fun type of thing, we just hung out and stuff. But yeah, so like that's what kind of really like sparked something else in me, like with music speaking. And I wanted to do more. I was addicted to songs, and this is kind of funny. I don't know if you guys relate, or if I haven't really heard this from any other people, but like for me, like listening to my favorite songs, and like my favorite my the Beatles, Neil Diamond, and Smashing Pumpkins, and all these, like, this is not like, I'm not like listing off like some just the old school bands or just a certain genre. Like I loved all movie soundtracks. I think to this day those are my favorite kind of productions. Like Gladiator, that's my favorite movie. Shout out Gladiator, Russell Crowe. Hans Zimmer, shout out Hans Zimmer. Like I fed off of movie soundtracks, and Tarzan. That was really with Phil Collins. I love that music in there, and I always, for me, like I was I felt different because everybody else around me was like, what they were the hip hop kid, or they were the heavy metal kid, or they just listened to that kind of music, like. And for me, like, I never understood it, because like me, it didn't matter what kind of genre. It could be from the 20s, the 30s, swing music, 50s music, to me, like, I didn't see music like with any name or boundary. It was just sound that spoke to me, basically. It was just a feeling that I got from it, like whatever genre. Like I loved some hardcore heavy metal stuff and some hip hop stuff, everything in between, country music, excuse me. And so anyways, where was I going? So I had like inspirations from everybody. Yeah, and where I was going was like for me it might sound funny, but like maybe up until I was like 13 or 14, like I never understood. It's not that I didn't understand. I never paid attention to what people were saying in music, in songs. Like I remember one time there was this there's a song, I forgot what it was, but there's this one song. It's probably happened more than one time, but like there was this one song I really liked, and my mom, she really didn't like the lyrics in it. She didn't want me listening to it, and I like looked at the lyrics. I was like, oh, like that's what they're saying, because like for me, like I never paid attention to the lyrics because my mind was so drawn, and my spirit was so drawn to the sound, the melodies, the chords, and the feeling that it gave off. That's what I loved. Like some of my favorite songs to this day, like one I could think of, like Hey Ya by Outkast. Like his songs give me the chills. That song gives me chills every time, and I love that song. And there's so many hits that I love, and like I never understood the words. I never could sing to them because I just had a certain connection with the feeling it gave. It was weird. Like I don't know if you guys experience this too, but anyways, so yeah, we formed a band, and we just kind of did that for fun for a few years, and so after that. Or during that time, actually, when I was like 14 years old, around that age, I had a Mac at my house, like one of those big ones. It had a GarageBand on it, and I just thought it was so cool. I was like, man, I could make anything I want. Like I could add any instruments I want. I could create a big symphony. I could create orchestras, like violins and strings and different melodies. I could do anything on this thing. And this was GarageBand, and it's very limited. I mean, you could still do a lot on it, but at that time, like it wasn't even about that. It was just like the fact that I could put down any variation, and there was not even 1,000 or 1,000,000 different variations, or a billion. There was an infinite amount of combinations and melodies you could arrange, and different sounds, and you could tweak. So like I was just automatically drawn to that and fascinated by that. Like I thought it was so cool, and I think that's where my first love of music production ever entered me. And the first love of music production I experienced was the fact of GarageBand showing me that I could arrange any sounds, any instruments, and kind of put them together and make my own music, my own songs, my own. So I made many songs and failed many times, and made really like, different stuff, and experimented, and made many different styles, and made many different types of songs, and used different instruments. And that's what it was about, just experimenting, playing around, and having fun. And I did have a lot of fun with that. So anyways, I did that for a few years, and this was during the time of high school. And during high school, like, my older brothers were all in sports, and the brother above me, he was doing football, and we were big into that. And I put a lot of my time into football, and I still loved, and music was still my ultimate passion. But during high school, and all the pressures, the social pressures of other people, and sports and things like that, and grades, like, I kind of just molded to fit the crowd. And I played sports, and I had a blast, for sure. Like, I had a blast playing football. And I did do music, and it was never really serious at this time. It was just kind of, always for fun. Like, anytime I had finished my homework, had free time, like, I'd hop on there, make beats, make melodies, make chords. Every day I was always finding time somewhere to do that, with all the sports and the school and everything. But so high school went through, and like, during that time, when I look back, my production level, because I wasn't serious with it. That's an important part. I learned a lot of stuff and experimented a lot, but I was realizing that I wasn't developing as fast as I wanted to. At least because in my head, like, I had a vision of what my music wanted to sound like. I mean, of course, like, my inspirations, and what it sounds like on the radio, a marvelous piece of production, and how it sounds so crystal, and how it sounds so great, mastered and mixed, and all these fancy terms I had never really understood, got into, and things like that. And after high school, that's kind of where I kind of jumped in earlier about, came down here, and real estate and everything. And also back, like, during this time, like, in high school, I'd mentioned earlier, like, they diagnosed me with ADD, like, when I was a lot younger, and during high school, actually, like, or I should say, when they said that, when I was a lot younger, and teachers said that and stuff, like, it was kind of always blown off, and I was never really properly, like, treated or diagnosed. So during high school, like I experienced, like, a lot of different feelings and emotions that I couldn't describe. And I kind of, like, I would consider myself a popular kid, and I was super social and friendly. I'm a social guy, and I like to have fun, and I have a lot of friends, but still, like there was, like, certain feelings, and, like, a certain way I would feel, like, that wasn't just that just wasn't me. And like, you could call it symptoms, or whatever, or struggling through, getting homework done and stuff like that. And it wasn't just homework, it was also, like, being inspired, like, doing music and stuff like that. And after 4 years of not knowing what was going on, and I went through high school, had a blast, and everything, and did sports and stuff, but still, like, I didn't know who I was, and I wasn't fulfilled inside. I felt kind of empty, because I was like, man, like, I feel like I'm someone else, and I feel like I feel like I'm someone else, but right now I'm not living that person because of this clouded way of thinking and what's going on and stuff. And long story short, like literally this happened last August. Shout out August, I think it was August 2017. And like after like, you know, after years of like trying to see, like figure out like what's going on, and keep in mind, like I was still working on music, but I was never taking it seriously. And I think it was part of the reason because I didn't really know who I was, and you know, didn't have my goals set and my dreams. So like literally August last year, I came across like a doctor, and he was like, yeah, like you've had ADD in the past, and he was like have you ever tried Adderall before? Like, it's like one of those suckers, man, and I changed the way I thought of life, and I understood who I was, and to this day, like I only had to take it for like a couple of months, man, and it kind of just showed me who I was, and because like it just, I mean, that's what it is, like it makes you focus, and it helped me out, and you know, like, and that was like August of last year, and like my whole life completely changed, and that's when I kind of started getting out of the real estate game, and that was the moment, and the reason I'm telling the story is because that was the moment where I knew what my purpose in life was, to share my music with the world, and that's when I said to myself, I'm getting serious with this music, man, and you know, this is what I'm doing for my life. And that's when everything started to fall into place and change, and you know, friends left, and I'm here now, man, and hours and hours and hours of music production, and like literally like since last August till now, like I'm gonna send you some stuff. I send you guys some stuff, and you know, of course, like everybody's looking for something new, something different, or their own thing, and of course, like, you know, everybody could always work on stuff, but I'm just going to send you a couple, like, I think what I'm going to send you is, like, some of them are going to be, like, unfinished projects, but it's going to be some ideas that I'm working on right now in a collaboration with other artists in LA, and you know, like some melodies, some chord progressions, and just some cool stuff that I've been feeling recently, and I was actually up all night, like 7 hours straight. I was working on, like, this one production that I just started from scratch. I was just really inspired to work with this other artist I saw on Instagram, and you know, put together some chords and kind of made some cool stuff, and I was just having fun with it, and I'm just gonna send you that kind of thing. Yeah, so basically I just been out here, man. No distractions, no partying on the weekends, just hammering away every day, putting those hours in. And it's kind of funny, like it's just like a funny thought that for me at least, like every project I do, like it's the best one, you know, it's better than the other one. So I'm never satisfied to just, like, you know, put it away for a few days or just sit on a project. Like I'm always like, okay, this one's better. Wait, like I can't get better than that. Like wow, like I didn't know I was going to learn that much more. And you know, that's how I gauge myself and knowing that I'm progressing. So like ever since last August, like I've made like tremendous ground, and I know I'm in the right direction. But so this kind of leads me to, like I was saying earlier, I had a part-time at Starbucks. So this is kind of a funny story. This is for James Valentine. So yeah, he came in the store one day, and people are like, oh, you know what that is and stuff. I was like, yeah, like that's Adam Levine, man. Like that's legit. He's just coming to get some coffee. That's what's up. And you know, like that day goes by, and I was like, okay, that's cool, man. Like I got to see Adam Levine. Like he's a big inspiration to me. So he was just waiting in line, man, and I started off the conversation. I was like, hey, hey Adam, like you guys touring for Red Pill Blues? And that's a dope album, by the way, man. Big ups to that. And he was like, yeah, man, like we're actually going to Ecuador. I think he said Ecuador or South America, somewhere over there. He was like, yeah, we're about to go on tour. I was like, oh, that's what's up, man. That's legit, Les. And he was really excited about it. And so I continued. I was like, hey, to be honest, man, I was like, you're a huge inspiration to me. You know, and yeah, I was like, you're a huge inspiration to me, man. And I was like, I'm a music producer, and I'm gonna make a promise to you today. This is a true story, by the way. This is what I said to Adam Levine. James, you could tell Adam, and he'll probably remember me. My name was Paul Acosta. I don't know if he saw my name badge, Paul, but I was like, hey, Adam, I was like, I'm gonna make a promise to you today. Next time I see you, I'm gonna be, you know, producing music, and I'm gonna be successful with my music. And he responded. He was like, all right, man. He was like, now you made me that promise. Now you got to keep it. He was like, I like it. He was like, keep it up, man. He's like, let's get it. And that just hyped me up, man. And it's hyping me up when I tell you that story, because like now I already had a big, I was already holding myself accountable, and you know, and thinking seriously about my career and with music and everything. But now I've promised Adam Levine that I'm doing this, and I gotta be productive with it, and refine my skills. So now, and the reason I did that was on purpose, for self-discipline. I wanted to hold myself accountable, because me saying that to him, now I can't break no promises. I can't, like I gave my word, man. Like Adam Levine, like he's waiting for me to work with him in the studio. So now it's game on. Now it's for real. And so I did that. I did that for self accountability, man, and to hold myself accountable. So anyways, so yeah. After I told him that, like I got a huge weight off my shoulders. I was like, man, like I just felt like I had to tell him that. And like next thing you know, like the next like couple of days or something, like he was already off in South America, and I was like, man, I slid right in there, man. So like about literally like a week later after that experience with Mr. Adam Levine, this is why now we're talking about Amor Fati. This is why what this video is about. Literally a week later, I'm on Instagram, and I see this, I follow Mike and James and Adam Levine, and I saw this. I saw the Instagram ad for Amor Fati, you know, calling all producers, whatever. And I looked a little more closely at it, and I was like, man, like, and James, this is to you, man, because like Mike Posner and Grizz, all you guys, Vance, like all you guys, you know, you guys are, you know, big ups to you guys, and you know, you've had successful careers and stuff, but specifically to the story of I would just literally talking to Adam Levine and giving him a promise, and then the next week, like I'm seeing that, you know, you like James Valentine, you're going to be there too. I was like, this is like my opportunity, man. Like this is like dominoes falling into place or something. I was like, I gotta at least apply and introduce myself to you guys and make a video, and like honestly, like for me, because I've been seeing all these other guys, like you know, the other people submitting and to the Amor Fati and you know, their videos and stuff, and a lot of them are saying that you know, like they're basically like putting their future on this one opportunity, and it is a big opportunity, and I would love to spend it with you guys. I think it would be an awesome time, and I would have a fun time. But after you guys watch this, and you guys, you know, have picked another 5 people or whatever, or maybe you don't think I'm the right candidate, whatever it might be, and I think it would be dope, by the way, to go up there. But you know, like for me, like my mission's not gonna be on pause, or it's not gonna change, or it's not gonna stop, or I'm not like, you know, betting my future on, you know, making it to the Amor Fati Academy. Like if it happens, that's what's up, and I'm gonna be stoked about it and make the best out of my opportunity. But if not, then like me, I'm a believer in fate and destiny, and like if you guys had chosen 5 people already, or like I said, I'm not the right candidate or something, like, you know, like for me, then that means, you know, I wasn't supposed to take this opportunity anyways. And you know, it was a fun time applying and everything, but there's other things in store. But my point is that, you know, like, it doesn't matter the outcome if I end up going to Colorado with you guys and having a fun time and learning a lot of good stuff, because I know you guys have a lot of knowledge, and, you know, I'm a sucker for knowledge and tips and you know, the music industry in general, and you know, I'm a great learner. And you know, the point is that for me, it doesn't matter, you know, if I go to Colorado or not. I'm going to promise you guys, give you my word, that I'm going to keep continuing this journey, and I'll see you guys in the future, maybe at another place than Colorado, but I'll make it up there, man. And you know, I'm holding myself accountable now, and I'm going to continue this journey. So I mean, I hope you guys pick me. That would be dope. Speaking of Amor, Fati, a little bit more about it. You know, like, I read up a little bit on it, and it's in Telluride, Colorado, and I think, like, you guys chose like an awesome place, because, you know, like, for me and every other musician, and inspiration is gold, and inspiration is the driver for creativity, and speaking musically, you know, making music and making art. And for me and everybody else, like, getting outdoors is like just a huge inspirational thing, and being one with nature. And I always love that stuff. And as a kid and growing up, like, my family, we took huge road trips across the nation, different states. We actually happened to go to drive to Colorado one time. I've been to Colorado once, to Vail, Colorado. Shout out Vail. And I remember, but Colorado, like, that was for sure one of my favorite states. And you know, what better place to be than to be in nature. You know, I also wanted to answer the question, you know, I think the question was, you know, why should we pick you? Or, yeah, why? Because, you know, I've already explored all the other options. You know, I've already decided, you know, this isn't for me. That college isn't for me. Real estate, you know, I'm at the point where I've already self-discovered who I am and what I want to do with my ability. And I have dreams and goals. You know, I have dreams to become a world-known producer, and to be able to touch millions and billions of people around the world. And I think, because I think it would be a good investment for someone with the mentality that share the same mentality as you guys. You know, that because I know you guys want to help touch people and spread the word of music, spread the love of music. You're in the business for that, and you know, that's my ultimate goal. And you know, you know, some people are still getting their life together, and you know, that's totally serious. And I'm here to say, you know, that I've already gone through that, and you know, I'm all in. I'm all in with this. But anyways, you know, I'd really love to go over there and meet you guys in person, and you know, learn a lot of cool stuff, and you know, just kind of vibe with music, man, and you know, create some cool stuff and just have a blast. And you know, like I said earlier, you know, if you know, you guys already picked the 5, or if I'm not the candidate, you know, I had fun doing this, and thanks for listening to this rant. I had a blast, man, and I'm motivated just from making this video, just talking about it. I'm motivated. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and I hope to see you soon, man, and peace.